Perfect. And let's give it another 20 to 30 seconds for people to join. So let's see. Okay, people are starting to join, and welcome everyone. We're still waiting for folks to join, so bear with us and give us another 10 to 20 seconds.
Thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon for our Solar United Neighbors info session. We're just going to wait a couple of more minutes and let people come in, and then we'll get started. I hope everyone is having a happy Friday. I know it's kind of humid outside. I'm in Baltimore, and I know I was outside, and we had a nice breeze, but it is humid.
Kevin says audio. Kevin, you cannot hear us, or are you unable to hear us? What's the problem? If you guys can hear us, just say in the chat yes or no if you can't hear us, just so that we can get started.
He may have to
okay, everyone say
he may have to sign out and then sign back in.
Oh no, you're good, Kimberly. I mean,
yes.
We got a couple of affirmative messages, so we're good. You're good.
Okay.
I guess we can get started. We have a big enough crowd, so go for it, Kimberly.
Okay. Well, like I said, thank you everyone for joining us for our solar info session. Welcome. Happy Friday. So Solar United Neighbors, this is our info session where we talk about solar, and this is also an EV charging co-op as well. So just a little bit of housekeeping. You can join through audio, submit your questions in the chat. Secrete is, I like to say, my wingman. So he will be answering some of the questions if anything comes up. And this webinar is being recorded. And I want to thank some of our partners. We have a lot of partners, Montgomery County, in Montgomery County, as well as on the Eastern Shore. So we have two co-ops going on right now. We have the Capital Area Co-op, and we also have an Anne Arundel and Eastern Shore co-op as well, because I wanted to broaden my horizons and see how many other counties and communities we could reach out to in order to help people go solar. We are a vendor neutral national 501c3 nonprofit, and we are in about 12 states right now. We help people go solar, join together, and fight for their energy rights. Sun got started in Washington, D.C. by Anya Skolman. This is her right here, and her son and one of his friends in 2007, and they helped about 50 homes in their own community to go solar. And one of the reasons why we call it a co-op is because when she got about maybe 10 or 15 members or people in her community to go solar, the one thing that she found out is that it would be easier if they all went solar together to help maybe bring some of the pricing down, but also because she found it was challenging to even understand what solar is and how do you contact installers. And I believe at this time, it was only 2 installers that were installing solar in Washington, D.C. So our theory of change is to go solar and support new and existing systems, join together, meaning we have a whole bunch of resources. If you go on our website, you'll see all kinds of things that, community solar. We have a go solar on your own guide. We also do solar tours every now and then, and we love happy hours. And the third thing is fighting for your energy rights. Net metering, we work a lot with homeowners associations, and we want to represent people that already have solar, but also people that are looking to go solar. Oops. Also, we have an equity and inclusion arm of Solar United Neighbors, meaning that we want to make it fair and equitable for everyone to have access to go solar, and not just a certain few people. So these are some of the things that we're going to cover today, and it's solar technology, the economics of solar, and how you can become a part of the co-op. So how do solar panels work? Solar photovoltaic, meaning solar PV, is what you'll hear a lot, converts your solar energy into electricity. These are some of the components of your solar panel, the frame, glass, incapacitous, or however you pronounce that, solar cells, the back sheet, and a junction box. And a series of panels is what they call a solar array, which is this right here. Some of the solar system components is your racking system, and your racking system is what is used to go on your roof or you know, of the building in order for it to for the panels to attach to it. That's called a racking system. And this is just an example of a standard seam metal roof. And now that the technology is getting a little bit better, you can not only just put solar on a asphalt roof, shingles, but you also have some companies that will do it on slate now. Not all companies do it, but some companies do. Other system components are your inverters. So you have string inverters. You have string inverters with a DC optimizer and micro inverters. Micro inverters are usually the most common, and that's where the inverter is attached to the panel itself. Other components are your electrical panel. How does we get this question a lot, how does my solar connect to the electrical panel? And it's just a simple connection. And if you live in an older home, some older homes, you may need to upgrade it. For instance, I have solar on my home, and I had to upgrade my solar panel in order to, for the electricity box to hold the amount of electricity that was going to be used for my solar, so I had to upgrade it. More important terminology is your system. So your system is measured in kilowatts, and the electricity that it produces is measured in kilowatt hours. So I like to give the example of a light bulb. So when you have a light bulb, you buy it by the watt, but it doesn't do anything until you put it into a lamp and turn it on. Then you are producing kilowatt hours. And the average size of a system is anywhere between 4 to 9 kilowatts, some a little bit larger depending on the size of your home. And it's based on the site and the goals of your budget and covering, if you want to cover 100% of your consumption. Here's another example of how solar is used. You have the solar array, which is on your home. Then it connects to the solar inverter that is connected to your electrical panel and your utility meter. And it's another more detailed example right here, where the solar panels absorb the energy from the sun, and the inverter converts the energy from DC to AC to use electricity use. And what we call a bidirectional utility meter measures the energy that is used. Any excess energy that is not used from the panel goes back out into the grid. One of the benefits also of being a member of the co-op is you get a free assessment to look at your roof to see whether or not you're a good fit or not. So usually if you're facing anywhere west or east, or what we call due south, you're usually a good fit and you don't have a whole lot of shading. Also, we look at if you have enough roof space, because you have to have a certain amount of roof space as well as what we call setbacks. Now, community solar is another option, and this is where someone may live in a shady or woody area and may not get a whole lot of sun. There's an opportunity for them to still participate and to get solar, and that's what we call community solar. And here's just more detail of how community solar works. You become a subscriber to what we call a hosting site. So sometimes you may see like a big old field with a lot of solar panels. That could be a community solar development or area, and you get a credit on your utility bill, just as if you had solar on your home. So I have community solar because I don't have a big roof to offset all of my energy. So I have rooftop solar and I have community solar as well. And if you go on our website at cs.solarunitedneighbors.org, we have a platform that has some of the community solar arrays that you can subscribe to. And what I tell people is that, do your homework and look at the different platforms, because each subscriber host is different and they do have different criteria. Now, before I get into batteries, do we have any questions?
No, Kimberly, so far so good. No questions in the chat so far.
Okay, thank you, Creed. With batteries, we get a lot of questions about batteries a lot, and batteries can be expensive, and most times people get batteries or battery backup if they live in an area that has a lot of power outages. And this is just example, like with Texas. So because when you get solar, if the grid goes down, then your solar shuts off, and it's because of a safety mechanism. And most people use batteries if they have what we call a critical need. So say, for instance, you have someone in your home that may need electricity all the time. Say they have medication that needs to be in a refrigerator. So you don't have to use a battery for your whole house. You can just use it for one part of your house. And the value of battery storage, you might want storage and you may not. It's very expensive. However, the price of it is coming down the same way that solar has come down over the years because of technology. So one of the things that you can do is have this discussion with your installer. Some installers have relationship with people that or organizations or companies that will install batteries. So this is just an example. Like I said, it's optional, and it may not fully charge your entire home, and it may only last a day. If you need things to run on your power, like your refrigerator, like I said, your microwave, some lights or cable for your internet, a small window air conditioner, but that uses a lot of power as well. And you can make the choice how you want to offset your energy with the batteries. And this is just another example of some of the things and resources that we have. Once again, if you go on our website and you look at storage, we have a whole homeowner's guide on battery storage. We also have a video, I believe it's on YouTube, where we did Aaron Such did a webinar, I believe it was last year, maybe the year before, on just talking about batteries and battery storage. So I encourage people to, do that as well. And as I stated earlier, that this is a solar and EV charging co-op. So either you can do solar, you can just do EV, or you can do a combination of both. So look at your solar as being your local fuel. And I know a lot of people who are really thinking about going, getting an EV or getting an electric car. Why? Because gas is expensive. So you only have to just plug your car in and charge it up, can save you at least $5 or $6 a gallon for gas. And I don't really drive my car as much as I used to because my car takes diesel and my diesel gas is like almost $6 a gallon. So it's encouraging people to either go EV or start walking more or getting a bike. This is just an example of what a charging unit may cost, anywhere between $500 and $700. The installation can be anywhere between $500 and $2,000, and it may be a little bit more. This is just an example, but you can also ask your installer about what the pricing is. This is just an example, as well as the types of EV charging. So you have a level 1, which uses a 120 volt outlet, and it's much slower to charge and speed, and you may get only 4 to 6 miles a charge per hour. And the level 2 is a 240 volt outlet charging speed, which is a little bit faster, 6 times faster, and you get anywhere between 10 to 30 miles of charge an hour, and the typical warranty is about 3 years. These are some of the, there may be some incentives, and I know that Maryland has an EV charging incentive if you have electrical vehicle, and there also may be some federal and state incentives as well. And I also believe that Montgomery County has some type of contest or pledge or something that may be going on around EV charging. You can just Google that. I don't know exactly what the name of it is, but if you Google Montgomery County EV charging, it may come up. These are some frequently asked questions. What are the warranties? The warranties on your system can be anywhere between 25 and 35 years for your solar panels, and there is a 10-year workmanship warranty for the installation. And another thing I like to tell people about the homeowners insurance is to contact your homeowners insurance and ask them about insuring the solar panels. And some insurance companies, from what I heard, or from what I have heard, and I know with my own homeowners insurance company, is that I actually got a discount for my homeowners insurance for having the solar because it reduces my energy. So that's a question you can ask too. Maintenance is really, your solar panels are maintenance, I'll say a little maintenance free. We like to say every 5 years, check and make sure that the system is running and that it's being monitored properly, things of that nature. A system lasts anywhere between 25 to 30 years or more. Well, HOA allows solar on your home. HOAs cannot stop you or prevent you from going solar. However, some of them may try, only because they don't know the law, that they cannot prevent you from going solar, but they may challenge you. If you live in a historic district, you can get solar. It may take a little bit longer because there are things that you can and cannot do in a historic district. Most installers know about this and they know how to go about the process. So here are some of the economics and the benefits of going solar. The price of solar is coming down, and it's a great investment. The cost has dropped at least 73% since 2010, and it's no longer a specialty or boutique kind of project, where people will think that you have to have all this mass amount of money to go solar. So now solar has become more economical for a lot of people to go solar. And the 26% federal tax credit also helps. You get a great return on your investment, and the federal tax credit is going to phase out. So, breaking down the cost of solar, and one of the reasons why we do the co-op, because it helps to reduce the installer soft costs, so that you can save money. So when we get like 20 or 30 people, to go solar all at once, and with the co-op, the installers don't have to do a whole lot of advertising because we do most of the brunt work, so it helps to bring the cost down. And as I stated earlier, the federal tax credit is decreasing and is looking to phase out in 2024. And this is just an example of some of the pricing. And this is an example, so it just depends on your system. So look at a 4 to 8 kilowatt system, could be anywhere between 7,000 and 15,000 after you take the 26% federal tax credit and the Maryland Residential Clean Energy grant. Now they say it's a grant, but it's a taxable grant, so I always like to warn people about that. So they may say it's $1,000, but you have to pay taxes on that. And then the funding is only available until the money is gone. So some people may get it, some people may not. And then I also hear that it takes a minute for them to get the credit or get the grant. So you're looking at your overall cost after a lot of deductions, your solar renewable energy credits, and your savings over a year to 10 years, you could be saving anywhere between $14,000 and $28,000. So I think that is a great return on your investment because you're going to always have to pay energy. So if I can save money and pay less, then I think it's a win-win for everyone, including, also in the environment. And here are some samples of the loan and ways that you can finance it or purchase it. And Montgomery County has a special program. And I am going to now turn it over to Cindy, who is going to talk about their financing option and loans with Access Solar.
Thanks,
Cindy?
Lily.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and you can share your screen and then we'll come back.
Wonderful. All right. Hope everyone's doing well today. Happy Friday. Bear with me for a moment. I'm excited to talk to everybody about this. So this is a special program for Montgomery County homeowners. And it's in partnership with Solar United Neighbors. So the great thing to know is if you want to get started, just keep watching Kimberly's presentation and you'll find out how to sign up for the co-op if you haven't already done so. This program is called Access Solar and it is income required. However, we do have a program without an income requirement as well. You might be wondering, what is a green bank? It has the word bank in the name. So can I go and deposit money and take money out? Well, a green bank is a little bit different. You can think of it more as a fund for environmental projects. It was started by the county and we are a 501c3 nonprofit. What we do is put investment in renewable energy projects and energy efficiency projects to help the county reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Does anybody know how the electricity that we use in our house, if we don't have solar panels, how's that electricity from the utility generated? You can put it in the chat. Kimberly and Sukrit, you guys already know. Let's see if I can look at the chat. Anybody know how the electricity we get, the regular electricity from the utility, how it's generated? Oh, we got a message. Yep, it's a mix of coal, nuclear, and other fossil fuels. Anytime we burn a fossil fuel, pollution is created, and that's what we're trying to lower by getting a renewable source of electricity. And we can put solar panels on our roofs now, thanks to the technology. So let me talk a little bit louder. And so that's why we're doing this. Luckily, it saves you money, but it also helps the environment. Kimberly, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. Okay, let me get through this. I won't talk for too long, I promise. So what is our Access Solar program? It's a special program for financing a solar project, and it's for folks that earn total household income of $97,500 or less per year. And we know that some people are going to want to own their solar system and take advantage of the incentives. And there may be other people that are not as interested in taking care of the incentives, and they just want to pay a lower rate for electricity. And that's why we have a rental option that we'll talk about in a second. Both of the options require no money up front. So if you wanted to pay for your solar system in cash, that's great. A lot of people don't have that option. So our options allow for no money down. As I mentioned, you can, what we call it is own your system and rent your system. So this is an example of owning your system. And what we allow you to do if you own your system is we allow you to get money for your 5 years of your SRECs, those state incentives that Kimberly was talking about. And we allow you to get that up front. And basically the installer, so Sustainable Energy Systems in this case, would take that amount off your contract up front. And this breakdown here basically shows you just what you would save in 1 year if you use the subsidy versus not using the subsidy. So again, this is for folks that think that they probably would qualify for the federal tax credit. You can see that we put 26% in 2022. Kimberly mentioned next year it's going down to 22% unless legislation changes that. And you basically take it off the top, and after 5 years, you get your SRECs back and you can sell them, but you don't have to wait for those 5 years sales profits to come in. You can get them upfront, taken off the contract. And my favorite part is down at the bottom, this example solar system, and don't by any means think that this is how much your solar system is going to cost. This is a larger solar system. You may have a smaller home, a smaller energy need. And so this is just an example. It could be a lot more and it could be a lot less. But this solar system will save 8.5 metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions every year. Metric tons are huge, equivalent to over 9,000 pounds of coal not burned, or over 1 million smartphone charges. You can see where I got that from down there. Now we talked about the ownership option. Now let's talk about the rental option real quick. So how do you save money if you're just renting the system? Well, these bars here are showing you what you would pay without solar. So just keep doing what you're doing, keep paying the utility, what you're paying. And that's the whole bar, the green plus the yellow, starting in year 1 on the left and going up to year 25 on the right. If you go solar with the rental option, and there are rental options available in other areas, basically what you do is you chop all the green off and you're just left with the yellow. Now, there are different options. You could pick one that doesn't have an escalator. We are using the expected escalator from the utility, which is information we got from the US Energy Information Administration's website. So I don't have a crystal ball. So we look at the US EIA's data to predict about how much the utility will go up. Some people like to use 2%, some people use 3 or 4%. I can tell you it's been going up on a yearly basis. So thank you so much. I told you I wasn't going to talk for too long, but I'm happy to take questions unless Ms. Kimberly, you want me to wait till the end or reply in the chat. Either one is fine.
Thank you, Cindy. We can wait until the end. I only have a couple of other slides to go through, and it's just about the co-op. So thank you for the presentation. Now I have to go back to my screen. There we go. So thank you, Sydney, for that as well. And Montgomery County is always ahead of the game on a lot of things. So thank you for that. There's also third-party ownership that you can do as well, which is what we call a PPA or leasing, which also Cindy talked about as an option, like, renting And there are some grants that you can get available with the USDA Rural Energy for America program, and the Maryland taxable $1,000 taxable grant is, what I talked about before. Here are just some other loan options that you can go through. You can go through your own installer. You can use a home equity line of credit, refinancing that will include your solar. And as I stated, solar, some installers do their own financing. So how the solar co-op works, I did talk about that a little earlier. And one of the reasons why you should join the solar co-op is because you get the best value on your installation. We support you throughout the whole entire process, even after the process. And then you get to connect with your fellow solar enthusiasts and become a part of a growing solar movement. Now that solar is becoming so popular, everybody wants solar. So I like to show off my solar because, a lot of people think that you can't go solar in the city and all that kind of stuff. So I have a pitch roof, so I love to show off my solar. And so this is just the process about how to join the co-op. And you're making the first step right here is by coming to one of our info sessions, and you can sign up online. You look for Maryland, and if you're in the capital area, which is Montgomery County, PG County, Frederick, Baltimore County, or if you're on the Eastern Shore, we have the Anne Arundel and Eastern Shore, depending on where you live at. Help us to spread the word. Once we get about 30, I say anywhere between 20 and 30 members in the co-op, then we do what we call send out an RFP. And then once we get the RFP back and the bids, we do a bid review, and we help the members of the co-op to choose an installer. We don't choose installer. These are volunteer members that are within the co-op to help choose who the installer is. And then we do have a sign-up deadline. So we run the co-op anywhere between 4 and 8 months. Right now, I think we have about 2 more months to go. It's going to end August the 31st. And we encourage people that if you're going to move forward, to sign your contract as soon as possible so that you can get your installation. And there's no obligation until you sign the contract with the installer. So we encourage people to try and make an informed decision as soon as possible. And then you wait on your installation, and then we have a little celebration or what I like to call happy hours. We're going to have a happy hour in August, so just be on the lookout for that one. And it's going to be in Frederick at a winery. I believe we are planning another one that's going to be in Montgomery County. And then I'm looking to have another one on the Eastern Shore or in Anne Arundel County. So just, stay tuned. So your next step is to join one of the co-ops, and we have little QR codes that I said we are getting so fancy now that we have QR codes. And you can always contact me at mdteams@solarunitedneighbors.org. And so that is it. So we did that in record time. Any questions?
Oh, we have tons of questions, and I could not type at record speed. So let me try and answer some of them, and I'll leave some of them for you. So I'm just going through them right now. So the first one is, how many people have signed up for the Eastern Shore and Anne Arundel? That is a smaller group for now. So far, Kimberly, I think they have 7 or 8 people in that group. So, we are still growing that group. And I think, let's see, Kevin, you asked us how we spread the word, or, 30 people sounds like a large number. I mean, we usually ask people to spread the word by sharing this link on social media, listservs, or any other platform. And it's actually not a large number. So for reference, I mean, the Montgomery County Co-op that we are doing right now, we had almost 250, 300 people join that co-op last year, of whom 110 people went solar. So we always get those numbers every year. So, 30 people is relatively small in terms of, growing to that number. And Robert, I think you asked about the site assessment. When does that happen? That happens once you join the co-op and we review your roof. If it's a good fit for solar, then we give you over to the installer and their sales rep will do the site assessment. And that's when it happens in the co-op. Cost of membership, there is no cost to join the co-op. There is no cost to leave the co-op. When you do leave the co-op, just make sure it happens before you sign a contract, obviously, with the installer. So you should be fine. And I think there were a couple more questions which I could not answer, Kimberly. So the first one is, does PG County have an EV pledge that you know of? Or
Have an EV what?
EV pledge? I don't know what that means, but some kind of goals around this?
No, I think this pledge, they may, I'm not sure. But I just do know that Montgomery County has some type of pledge, and PG County may be included. I'm not sure about that, but you probably can call or connect with PG County Office of Sustainability.
Gotcha. And the second question is, this had to do something regarding ordinary income. Is the taxes for the grant charged at ordinary income? I did not know the answer to this one. Do you have an answer?
I don't think it's income based. If they're talking about the state grant, I don't think.
I think it
don't
may be
think
the
this-
state grant, but whoever asked this question, you can reach us at mdteam@Solar United Neighbors, and I would be happy to follow up or give you a better answer. But yeah, you can reach us there. Okay, it keeps going on. Okay, so a few more questions. The website says there's a $35 fee. That's for other services. You can join the co-op at no cost, so you should be fine. And you will get all the benefits at no cost to you, so don't worry about that. Natalie, the installer you have selected for capital area, that is correct. We have selected SES for the Maryland Capital Area Co-op. It's a fancy name, but if once you go to the website, you'll see the specific counties that it covers. So we have selected SES for that co-op. And let's see. Kimberly, someone wants to know, can you say more about the installer that you have selected? I mean,
Well, for SES, Sustainable
Yeah.
Energies.
yeah, that they just want to know more about them. I mean, what we can say is we have worked with them before and we've had a great experience with them. And I can
Yeah,
go
and they not only work in Maryland, but they also work in Virginia as well. And they are, I believe they are based in Frederick, I believe, in
Yeah.
Frederick County. Their main office here in Maryland. And I know that they work across the state as well. And not just in Montgomery County or in Frederick, they work across the state. And I believe SES has been in business like maybe 7 years, I think, 10 years, something like that.
And if it helps, I mean, in this co-op, so far we have had 23 people who have signed a contract with them. And another 50 are actually sitting on proposals right now. So we are helping them review the proposals at no cost to them and helping them make an informed decision around this. What is this? How do we learn more about the daytime of the Frederick Solar Social?
I'm going to be sending out an email. I'm going to do a site visit next week.
Okay.
It's at a winery. It's at a vineyard. And I'll be sending out a email about, the location, the time, and the address, and what we're gonna be. We'll have like a little mini info session there, and I believe they're gonna have a food truck and they'll have a band. So I'll have a better sense once I see the setup and do the site visit. But you can just stay tuned, check your emails about the upcoming event. It is going to be in August. I think that the date is August the 12th, I believe. And I'll also be posting on the listserv as well. So if you're on our listserv, then you'll know about it as well.
And you can find these events on our events page on the Maryland website. So what I can do is, I mean, I was going to do this anyways, but next Tuesday, I'll send you a recording of this presentation with all the relevant links, and I will send you the events link as well. And just keep checking that page once every couple of weeks, and you're going to see any Maryland relevant events. And besides that, of course, if you're a part of the listserv or you're on our contacts list, you will receive an email about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Kimberly. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say this real quick for the Anne Arundel County and Eastern Shore Co-op. is
Mhm.
smaller, so we have not chosen an installer yet or put out an RFP because we're trying to wait until we get to at least 10. So this co-op has been a little bit more challenging. And so if you know of people that live in Anne Arundel County or on the Eastern Shore, I've made several trips down to the Eastern Shore in Chestertown to a couple of events to help, spread the word and,
Mhm.
just get people informed and engaged about the co-op and how they can participate. So if, we have a couple of partners down there, so I would like to see them, maybe put it on a newsletter, website. I did a TV interview in Salisbury with WMDT, I believe, it's channel 47, I believe. We have been on the radio, YPR. We've been in a couple of newspaper articles in Anne Arundel County and some parts of the Eastern Shore. So it's moving slow, but we only have 2 more months for the co-op. So I would like to see it to get to at least 10 to 15 so that we can continue to, push it and do the RFP.
And again, I mean, it's a smaller market, so we have more modest expectations. So, spread the word and let's see how many people we can get on board for that one. And Kimberly, just one last question before we wrap this up. So, after we join the co-op, what's next? When do we get started? I mean, once you join the co-op and assuming your roof is a good fit and we approve it, you will receive a welcome package from us. And it's basically a welcome letter from the installer and their offer details. And that package goes over the installer's modules or the panels that they're providing, the microinverters, batteries, EV chargers, and all that stuff. You would just say, read through that. You do not have to be an expert. Just read through it. And what happens next is the installer's sales reps will reach out to you to schedule a site visit or a consultation. So you do not have to do anything. Just read through that package and you should be all set. And Kimberly, I think that wraps it up in record time. And I think we're good. And thank you so much again, everyone. It was a pleasure answering your questions and having you here.
Yeah, so thank everyone for joining this info session this afternoon on a Friday. And if there are no other burning questions, spread the word, let people know about our co-op, how they can become a member. And I always like to tell people that you can't get no better than free. You can't get no better than free, no. And you getting help, so let's go and have a good Friday and everyone be safe and take care. And it was a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. Kimberly, I think you just have to click on the leave button and we should be good.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sucrit, Kimberly. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you too, Cindy.
Thank you,
Have a
Cindy.
good weekend. Bye-bye.